Thomas, hello.
Yes, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. I'm indoors because it's raining today, so I'm gonna try to find a comfortable
Oh,
place.
shame. Here is nice and
Yeah,
sunny.
makes it even better to chat with you.
Yes.
Um,
Look
so
like
a
you're
little
outside with me in the sun.
exactly. Hey, Luca. Oh, Luca Leclerc said to say hi. Him and I chatted earlier in the week. Um, so the reason I started doing this is people are trapped in their homes, especially in the city, and I wanted to show people like you out in the vineyard who have to keep going to work. So a little bit of vineyard, a little bit of sunshine, and a friend of mine who's a winemaker said, Jeff, the vines don't stop. And it's a very optimistic viewpoint to know that work
Exactly.
still has to get done and you're still out there doing it. And a lot of people are relying on a bottle of wine right now and having happy hour online and wine tastings. And I wanted to show where it comes from and hopefully introduce them to some people and some wines they don't know. So can you tell us
I'm also
your
having a
name?
glass of wine for you.
There you go. Exactly. I love it. Can you tell us who you are, the name of your chateau, and a little explanation, and then where Entre-deux-Mers is, and talk about all of that?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Thomas Le Gris de la Salle. I'm a co-owner with my family of Chateau Le Grand Verdus, which is located in the Entre-deux-Mers vast area east of Bordeaux and southwest of Saint-Emilion. It's about 20 kilometers from Bordeaux, 25 from Saint-Emilion. So right in the middle of the map I can see behind you, we are right in the left part of the yellow big spot.
Big yellow part, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, and we are located here at one of the top altitude of Bordeaux Vineyards, which is not like Colorado mountains, but it's like 100 meters above sea level, which is quite high for Bordeaux, which is, I would say, generally speaking, a flat area. But here you can see behind me, it's very, very hilly, very steep, and also very green. You can see all the forest around, and it's nice and sunny, and also very breezy. Here, all the vines are looking like looking the sun, looking the south, and always a little bit of breeze, which is great for the health of our grapes.
It looks fabulous. And
Yes.
I got to say, it just is so heartwarming to just see outside and see the vineyards and see life. And it's springtime too.
Yeah, you can see the vines are growing now. Actually, we had just some frost a few days ago, so we are just finishing pruning, because it's by pruning late, we postpone the growth of the buds, and we are still in risks of frost. So you can see just here this is our latest Syrah block, which is obviously outside of the AOC rules, but it's Vin de France. And here you can see it's already grown, and we are just pruning this vine actually today and tomorrow.
Can you explain because there's some people who are not as knowledgeable about wine. Can you explain why you prune this time of year and how that affects what you just said about frost?
Actually, the earlier you prune the vine, the quicker the sap will come into the buds and help bud burst earlier. So if you prune late, it's diluting the sap in the in the plant that had a lot of shoots last year. You can see, and out of all those shoots, we will only keep one, and only 5 to 6 buds. So the energy is now diluted, and the main buds, I would say, are still sleeping. And in about 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be over of the frost period. And it will allow the vine to grow smoothly in the warmer days without having a risk of frost, you see.
Okay, thank you. My friend Becky Sue Epstein, who's actually, I'm in Connecticut, she's in Connecticut, asked, can you explain your name? I always have to cut and paste your very long name, and then the name of the chateau, where the name of the chateau comes from.
So the family name is quite a hard one to remember, even a hard one to read. It's 5 words. It comes from the old days, and our family is back, is dating, I think, 13th century in Bordeaux. So one of the oldest family name here. And it doesn't mean anything, but it's long and it's actually unique. It's only our family is bearing this name. And about the chateau name, it comes probably from, so it's named Grand Verdus. So Grand is great, I would say big. And Verdus, it doesn't mean anything, but it probably comes from the old French language, meaning the green color, because it's the surrounding of the chateau behind me is very green, very hilly. And probably it's because it's setting in the middle of a very green environment. So probably, but all the old papers, the old books burnt exactly 100 years ago, and we lost all the back history of the chateau. So it's a bit shame, yeah.
We have Goats Wines here from the Republic of Georgia on, so we're going global here, which is exciting.
All right.
Can you talk about the estate, how big it is, what grapes you grow? And you explained some new developments when I was there last. It's been a couple of years, but you had some exciting developments there.
Yeah, so the farm here is entirely family owned, first of all. And it's quite a large estate covering around 110 hectares of vines. And the rest is some forests and fields around, but it's quite a large farm. And we produce most of our red wines into Bordeaux Supérieur appellation, AOC, where we cultivate mostly Merlot, number one, suiting better our soils. The second is Cabernet Franc, and the third one is Cabernet Sauvignon. For the white wines, we are in Bordeaux Blanc, which is white Bordeaux, of course, and it's only we have two grapes there, Sauvignon Blanc, a large majority, and we also have Semillon, which is the other local grapes that most of the vineyards here cultivate for sweet wines, such as in Sauternes, in Sérance, in Barsac. But here we only make dry versions of these Semillon, and we have one of the rarest production of pure Semillon actually in France. Not many producers do 100%. It's fantastic wine, very dry, and not a drop of sugar, of natural sugar from grapes. It's completely fermented, and it's coming from very old vines of Semillon, which are more than 70 years. And the new development you were mentioning, where you came actually 2 years ago, I'm here sitting in a block of Syrah, which is normally a non-authorized grape variety in Bordeaux. In the rules of the appellations, it has to be I would say outside of the AOC rules, and this wine will end up into a vin de France, not bearing the Bordeaux AOC, because it's forbidden in our area. Although I would say the terroir, the climate here in our part of Bordeaux is fantastic for Syrah. Just to remind people that can listen to us, is that Syrah is coming from the Rhône Valley, mostly in the north parts, and it's exactly the same latitude. It's 45th parallel. Oh. And yeah, the climate is pretty much the same. We're a little bit more humid here, a little bit drier in Rhône, but temperature-wise, it's quite similar, and we can make very, very good wines of Syrah in Bordeaux, and it's kind of a new trend. We are only 2 or 3 or 4 producers to plant it now, but it's we had the first crop last year, 2019, and it's looking like really interesting, very spicy and very bright fruit. It's amazing.
And Vin de France is becoming very popular over here. People are very open to it, so that's exciting. And yeah, exactly. You also make a beer.
I think it's our generation to go. So, excuse me, Jeff. Yeah.
Keep going. No, keep going.
Yeah, I would say that it's quite our generation to turn up and show that we can, without saying that the past was bad, but I think it's really our generation to move on and to create new things and to plant new grapes, not only for marketing purposes, but I think Syrah here is great. We are also planning to plant Chenin Blanc next year in a block just in front of me over there, in the bottom of the valley. It's another fantastic grapes from the Loire Valley, and it's very similar climate to here. So we believe in new things here, and Bordeaux has a lot of things to say. And I would say it's not only the wine of your grandfather. You know, it's something very dynamic, exactly. And the young generation is really a very good team of young winemakers.
There's a lot of fun things happening over there. But on that subject, you also make beer, which is unusual.
Yes, we have a partnership with a local brewery, and we develop a range of beer which is quite unique because we add fresh grapes juice. Just after the brewing of the cereals, we add juice from our grapes, from our local grapes around me, and those beers are flavored with grape juice then, and it's a fantastic flavor, and it's very unique and very fun to make.
It's very good. And if some of you people on here have been to the Cité du Vin,
Yes.
and it's for sale in the restaurant there.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody probably heard about this fantastic project that was created probably 3-4 years ago now in Bordeaux, and there's a restaurant at the top. So it's a place where talking about the whole world of wine, not only Bordeaux, but it's very large focus on the world of wine. And there's a restaurant at the top that's serving our beer and our wines also. And it's a great pride to be over there.
We need to get some of that over here. I was trying, I don't know the beer world that much, but I was trying to find a way to bring some over here. We need some help on that. It'd be fun to have that here.
Yeah, why not? Next time you come.
Which wine are you?
Come over in Europe.
Yes, please. What wine are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking, it's a nice time of the day to drink this. It's, I'll show you, hold on. I'm in the middle of the slope, so it's very, very steep, and I can't not really move and put my glasses. So it's 100% Merlot. I don't know if you can see the label. Yeah. It's 100% Merlot. It's called Essentiel.
Great label.
Why Essentiel? I think it's the same in English. Essentiel is only grapes. It's natural wine. It's one of the latest baby 2018 vintage, just bottled last May in 2019, and it's a pure Merlot. And it's funny thing, we put it in a Burgundy bottle.
Yeah.
So it has no sulfites. It's completely natural, and I would say clean fruit, very bright, very juicy, and it's very funny to make as well. And it's a nice wine for the afternoon. Very juicy, simple. Just enjoying a glass of that with you guys.
People are loving the label. Is that who designed your label?
It's actually my greatest assistant ever, called Morgan.
Ah, I met Morgan.
All our designs are made in our office. It's we do a lot actually.
That's fantastic.
It's just very simple. It's just
no, it's great.
A great vine. My brother is coming.
Oh, excellent.
My brother is a viticulturist. He's checking out the pruners.
Oh, okay, cool.
He come and say hello.
Yeah, please.
It's completely unpredicted, but he's coming. Edouard, viens. Je suis en vidéo avec les US sur Instagram.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Edouard.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm from New York, and we're chatting with people all around the world actually right now. So you're the viticulturist.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell us how things are different for you under the quarantine?
It's not very different because the vine is not waiting, so we are doing everything as usual.
And people are spread out anyways, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
In the fresh air.
And fresh air. How many hectares are you in charge of?
100. About 100.
Wow, that's so big. Wow. And you got a beautiful day over there.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
And tell us your name again.
Edward.
Edward. Nice to meet you, Edward. That's awesome.
Not predicted at all, but he was passing by.
I love it. That's fantastic. Are you going to give him a glass of wine?
Yeah, you can have a sip as well. Oh, actually no, because with the virus, it's forbidden to share a glass. So.
You're right. You're right, and he's driving too.
Yeah, he's driving. Oh, he's driving in the farm. Yeah. That's all right.
So how you live in the chateau, right?
No, we don't actually. It used to be our grandparents' house, and now it's the holiday house for all.
Back. There was a data break or something.
Yeah.
The chateau is kind of walled in, right? Was it a fortress at some time, or it's fortified in some way?
Yeah. It's a fortress. I don't know if you can see from here. It's a reversed image for me, but yeah, maybe you can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see, you can see the modern winery with the press just underneath, and then it's a new winery built last year. and the chateau is at the back there. It's
Yes.
you can see the two towers, one on the left, one on the right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you can see. So it used to be completely closed. It used to be a fortress.
Okay.
It's dating 1579, so it's nearly right after Columbus. It's a century after Columbus. One of the oldest of Bordeaux.
When you put it like that, that's insane. Really, wow. Jeez.
That's an old one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape.
Can you tell me about, you have been doing some, tell us about the HVE and what you had to do to be part of
Oh,
the
HVE, it's a new, I would say, certificate concerning environment care of all the vineyards management. It's not organic. It's a different way of doing things. I would say is more complete. I mean, organic is good, but HVE means high. In French, it's the letters are not in the same order, but it's
Right.
high environmental values.
Mm-hmm.
So it means it covers the number of spraying you do every year, the distance with the creeks, with the little rivers we have on the farm, also the edges, the forest with biodiversity impact, with a lot of insects and everything. So they come and check everything on that matter, which is very, it's a wide subject. Not only organic product you use, it's also all the management of the biodiversity and the nature in its globality.
And what did you have to do at the Chateau to get the certification? What changes did you make?
We didn't do a lot of changes. We are already reducing the quantity of spraying every year for the last 10 to 15 years. So it's not, this subject was not a problem. We have a lot of forest around the vines, as you know, as you could see on the screen now.
Yeah.
So biodiversity with birds and insects is really great. And you can probably hear this wind, as I said at the beginning. And it's very windy, very healthy. So we don't have to spray a lot here. Actually, we have to, because still the climate is oceanic here in Bordeaux. It can be very humid in May and June. So still we have to spray, but we didn't have to decrease a lot since we are already quite low in number of spraying here. Okay.
And there was another question. There's a new wine, the sulfite-free Essentiel. Yes, you spoke about that. Excellent.
Yeah. Here you can see the soil. You can see or not?
Yeah.
Here it's clay, and you can see we don't use herbicide on this block here.
Uh-huh.
We plow 2 weeks ago. My brother did it here, so it's another way of management of the weeds. It's we plow and we turn the earth upside down to have the grass is actually underneath. But it's covered. It's completely covered.
And why do you plow this time of year?
Because it's before the growth of the I would say the grass.
Yeah.
When it's dry enough to go outside with the tractors, because after a humid winter, we can finally go out with the tractors and plow, and to prevent the grass to grow too quickly during the spring. We cover it, and we will have a second run probably in about 3 to 4 weeks. By the time the grass comes back underneath.
I have to say, it's really great to see the rolling hills and just the countryside there. Usually when people from New York in the wine business go to Bordeaux, you go to the left bank and the right bank and the big estates, and it really made an impact. The CIVB connected me with taking me out to visit you, and I just loved driving around out there, and clearly the estate is a big historic place, and Entre-deux-Mers is not to be missed.
Exactly. It's a bit beyond the famous village appellation names as we could list quickly here: Saint-Emilion, Pomerol, Pauillac, Margaux. But here it's in the middle of all these, not bearing famous names, but the landscape is absolutely fantastic. The terroir is great, and we are lucky and happy to offer very decent pricing wines here.
Exactly.
Most of the time, 90% of the time, below $25, like $20 even.
Yeah.
So it's very affordable bottles, and it's nice to share reasonably cheap wines in terms of price from such a famous area.
And are you sold in the States now?
Yes, we are in a few states. Actually, New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, we are a little bit. Maybe you know Ambassador Wines
Yeah.
in Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
And also Adega in Astoria.
Okay.
Not too far.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think we might be this month in at Empire.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
Actually, with this wine, I just show you with the natural sulfites-free Merlot.
Yeah, that will be with Empire.
Yes.
Great, because right now that's what's the wines you can find are wines in retail locations, and these are priced for retail, and people can get them for drinking at home right now.
Exactly.
Somebody asked if, hey Nico, Becky Sue asked if the clay content where you are is typical for Entre-deux-Mers.
It depends where you are in Entre-deux-Mers. If you are on the flat land, on the plateau of Entre-deux-Mers, you don't find much. But if you are on the edge of the plateau, like here, where the valleys are starting to roll down to the Garonne River, which is our main river here, you can have lots of clay. And you can see here, this is actually clay. You can see.
Mm-hmm.
So this is clay, you know.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic soil. Actually, it's the common point of all the first growth of Bordeaux, and anywhere in the world, you cannot really make outstanding wines without clay. One exception is Chateau. It's exclusively on sand, but if you are on clay or limestone, this is where you have the best wines with a lot of mid palate, very silky tannins, beautiful colors. Because it contains very nice quantity of water, but it's not free water. It's only humidity that you have in these little layers of clay. And during the very dry summers that we have here, it always gives nutrition of water to the vines that can produce her cycle gently, smoothly, with producing a greatest quality of tannins. And this is how you recognize great wines: is the quality of the tannins.
That's good. I didn't know all that. Incol, INCOL is their handle. Just mentioned that they sell your wine. So if people want to get a hold of Incol, you can probably find some for yourself. Is there anything else you want to tell us?
I want to tell all of you good luck for this very strange period we are all living. I mean, I feel very happy to be here.
Soler. Sorry, Soler sells you. That's Nicole. Geez, I should know that.
Oh yes, Soler is our distributor in New York.
Yes, so Nicole, we can all talk to Nicole about finding the wines. That's fantastic.
Oh, great.
Sorry,
great.
Continue with your fair tidings.
I was saying to all of you guys that we know all of you are stuck in your house, and possibly most of you guys are in town in apartments and enclosed houses. I've been feeling very happy and very privileged to be here in the farm. As my brother said, we are working outside. We are lucky to be in the sun. The kids are outside playing. They do some homework as well, but enjoying the sunshine, and it's fantastic. For us. So we think really of you guys having to stay home for a few days or a week from now.
Well, thank you for chatting with me. This has been kind of the point, is to show people to get a break from being stuck indoors, to see the optimism of the vineyard, and just to chat with you outside and get some sunshine virtually for a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
enjoy.
Thank you so much. It's very good to see you, and I hope to see you next time you're in New York or when I'm over there.
I can see you. And all of
Nicole, thank you.
All the other guys from other states as well.
Awesome. Take care, Thomas. Thank you so much.
Yes, to everyone.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Big hugs to everybody.